How do you see the goalie's role in the locker room, the starting goalie?
I think the goaltender's role mostly is on the ice, and personally, I think his actions speak a lot louder than his words. But as I said before, that the goaltender has the most unique perspective on the ice. None of us know, none of the players know anything about goaltending, really, when you really break it down. We don't know anything about goaltending, couldn't teach it, don't know what you guys go through in a game, have no idea what you guys go through in a game. And I've talked to goalies before about, they say that the equipment starts to get heavier as you go along, and how much work you have to do, and that depends on the style that your team plays. But I don't have any idea what you guys would go through in a game. So it's a very unique perspective, but I expect you to be vocal if you have suggestions. I would like the goaltender to be that. I would like him to, but the worst thing about it, and that goes for any player, is to place blame on your teammates. You have to hold yourself accountable when things aren't going well. And there's going to be points in the season where things don't go well. NHL or American Hockey League, Pro Hockey play 82 games. Every team, including the Detroit Red Wings this year, have a time where they go through a downturn. All right, where they lose 6, 7, 8 games in a row. Detroit went through a period where they had 4 of their top 6 defensemen out with injuries. And a lot fell on their goaltending. Whether it was Havshik or Osgood, a lot fell on those guys, but they had to do the job. And they went through a little downturn. They went through some adversity that they had to deal with. But they were able to pull themselves out of it. A guy like that's a perfect example. Dominic Hasek was pulled out the finals. He got pulled out earlier in the playoffs. He started the playoffs for Detroit. You guys didn't know he played the first few games. They beat Nashville a couple of times. The next 2 games they lose to Nashville. He loses his job. He's right out. He never got back in. And that's a lot for him to swallow. A guy that's got a Stanley Cup, a guy that's won the Vezina, all right? He's a veteran player. He has to be a good team guy and really sit there and watch his team win, but watch somebody else take over his job. And to our knowledge, at least in the newspapers, he didn't say anything about that. He didn't say anything derogatory. He wasn't going to upset what they had going there. And I think that showed a lot of class for him to be able to lose his starting job there, but to keep his mouth shut while the team went on and won some games.